it's confirmed coming in with the Zap Lalo. We unfortunately will not get to see the bats coming in, but beyond doing that Bat Lalo attack, he is exceptional with Lalo in general. So we're in likely for a big surprise.
Absolutely. He always seems to be one of those players that can break apart a base to the point where you think, what does the Lalo even need to do at this stage? Now, the Yeti Blimp has started out very nicely, luring out the clan castle, taking out that area, including the queen. He has found a Tesla farm down the bottom here, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful on the deployment of his heroes. He's got the king, and I'm wondering if he's going to use the royal champion down there to help the king, or if he's going to use her to the right-hand side of the queen.
So the king bringing in, working himself into the 6 o'clock compartment for that multi, and the royal champ cutting across. This is going to give a little bit more value to help pick up the air sweeper, which I'm assuming means he's going to come in possibly from the 3 o'clock side of the base if he wants to push it in that deep, that far. The king, though, does not have the power to actually take down the multi, so it's the royal champ that has to get it done, and that means she is not going to pick up the air sweeper here. So is he going to adjust the pathing a little bit to work around this?
I was going to say, I think the delayed deployment of the Royal Champion indicates to me that he was planning potentially on sending the RC from the right-hand side to get the scatter shot. So that's why he's always planned to use the Lalo from this side. But I could be wrong on that assessment. He's going to have to hope he's got enough power to just blast through the scatter shot at the end. And he's certainly taken down this right-hand side pretty proficiently. All of the balloons left over, but no Warden ability in tow. So it's the haste and the freeze that he's going to have to hope gets him there. Balloons do approach the scatter, but there's still a few defenses they need to get through.
Yeah, these archer towers and the air defense in combination together will start picking off these loons, but he does have a huge pack coming in, and I like the reinforcement of loons on the outskirts. This is going to keep them packed together working through, but we still have the air bows to contend with to get into the back end. Are these minions and Pop's going to come in for the assist and help out? Tornado Trap's going to hold off the loons, but actually this almost works out better because it gives the opportunity for those. Oh, another trap knocks out a huge chunk of them. I was going to say this is meeting up at the perfect time. Oh, but they get knocked down fast. Is there still enough hope? It's hanging on by a thread.
Legend of the last lava pup, come on! Oh no, it goes down! There's still a few lava pups and minions. How many has he got? 4 lava pups, 2 minions. They move on across. Is it the last lava pup? Oh, it's not! Come on, I would have loved for that to happen. 99%. Heartbreak for Remio. I can't believe how that one ended up. The tornado trap placement, they might not have placed it there for that specific reason, but Repotted Gaming will take that all day long.
Absolutely. This is a nice big start. Even though it's a 99%, it is a defense, which they can hold their heads high going up against MCES and being able to hold them off strong. But they saw the same thing coming in against Penta, and they unfortunately lost their lead very quickly at the end. They need to keep the pressure applied, and today they're going to need to keep bringing in these 3 stars because I doubt MCES is going to give them another opportunity.
Yeah, we keep saying this. Whenever the big teams give you one attack, you have to take it. So Repotted, we know they can put up the 3 stars. They just have to keep doing it again and again. And it sounds easy, doesn't it? But they're going up against MCES. So let's find out. The Queen is doing pretty good down the bottom of the base here. The Rage Spell was very nicely timed in order to preserve the ability, but make sure he is getting maximum value from that spell. He's now got the Wall Break, which will actually allow her to walk around to the Town Hall as he's breaking the King in towards the Eagle. So a nice double-pronged approach here with the heroes.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of value out of this. The Queen making her path up towards a Town Hall beautifully opened. And the King and Royal Champ will help focus her pushing into that compartment. But she's going to get a little hung up here with the CC troops, which isn't a bad thing. It keeps her out of the range of most of the incoming damage, bar this 1 ground bow. But that's fine. She can withstand that, especially with the raged up healers to keep her going strong. What I do like that he's doing is he's not waiting. He's not wasting any time coming in. He's trusting that his queen has what she needs with the ability to come in, gets a Stone Slammer through, but it doesn't last long enough. He has the push to come along. I'd love to see the Royal Champ pick up this multi, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
I've actually been watching that Royal Champion the whole time.
Oh,
she is going to
wow.
help get it, but she took out so much value. If you were to watch this attack back, just watch it and solely look at the Royal Champion. She was darting left and right. She didn't want to follow the king to the center. Eventually she did, but she helped to take out so many defenses en route to the point where the Dragon Riders pretty much have not really had to do much. The Royal Champion did so much in this attack, and he's preserved the Queen ability this entire time. So he's managed to push through the base incredibly here, and it's going to be advantage Repotted after this beautiful attack.
Absolutely stunning. Repotted Gaming definitely taking command,
Wow.
seeing that opening and dominating in this first hit. They need to keep this momentum alive if they're going to go up and try and take down MCES. A much needed win for them, and we've seen them come super close. A 14-14 star war, I think, speaks loads to what they can do. I'm curious to see if they can hold more defenses against MCES, because we didn't see them come in against Penta. If they can hold on to another one, it could situate them nicely.
Yeah, I think one thing that we often don't mention is the pressure that gets put on the top teams, the likes of MCES, who, when you look at this matchup on paper, you would think MCES, yep, favorites. So they are the ones that everyone expects to win. They have all the pressure on their shoulders. Repotted Gaming almost expected to lose, if you will. I don't mean to talk down, if you know, but on paper you would think that. So they, underdogs, it's easier for them to come out on top, if that makes sense. I'm starting to ramble, but hopefully you get what I mean here, Lady B. I think that MCES have a lot of pressure on their shoulders, and sometimes that can force the top teams to crack.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That pressure really does make some of these teams crack, and MCES has that small little sliver there with a 99% so far. It can also lead to a little bit of loss of confidence in the team, though. I don't know that that would necessarily happen here with Tryhard. We've seen phenomenal stuff coming out of him as well. Bringing in the Zapquake Lalo here, we eliminate the core, we take down some key value structures, and we adjust the pathing for the loons. What's nice is with this entry and the opener, we get the lure of the clan castle, and we're also able to connect more compartments and take out big value in it.
Oh, just missed the expo there. Didn't use the rage in that area. Wanted to try and get maximum value. And look at that battle builder. It must be heartbreaking as an attacker when you get a defense, a major defense, down to 1%, and then the builder can just chip away at it like it does. But I don't think Tryhard was necessarily going for that expo. He just wanted the lure and the scatter shot down. So not the end of the world here. He's already carved out, like you said, a beautiful path for the balloons, and he's hoping to extend that even further with the King, Queen, and Ice Golems to the left, but the RC actually soloing that top area to the Eagle.
Oh, she can do a lot of work here on her own as well with the invisibility spell to sneak her way through. The only thing he has to worry about is potential of Skellies just distracting her. Launches that Seeking Shield a little bit early, but she is on her path here and does take it down. I mean, we've eliminated huge portions of this base for the Lalo. We've taken down 2 scatter shots. The Eagle's down, and we've got an easy push coming in, but this means he's going to have to see the Lalo coming in. Oh no, his hero dive did not take down the defending AQ Royal Champion and the back-end multi. This is going to be a tough go, considering he knows he needs to get these loons in for the town hall, and he's not going to have a lot to spare coming out of it.
Yeah, that is huge towards the back end. I was going to pick out that he actually used the unicorn on the Royal Champion, something we don't always see, and maybe that didn't work out in his favor. The RC did get that area, but the unicorn down the bottom might have just been the difference maker. Balloons will easily get to the town hall, but it is this back end you talked about where he's going to struggle. He's still got a lot of them, mind, no spells, but how dangerous is the Queen, the Wizard Tower, and the multi in combination as they move through? Now you can see the damage as the RC also joins the party, and they are popping away left, right, and center. I don't think they are going to get this done, unfortunately.
Oh, so close though. You can see the work of those ice pups coming in. They managed to pick off the Royal Champion, managed to pick off the Queen, but it was a little too late to give those loons any hope. These back-end multis, this is the risk that you run if they still remain. Not picking up that full value is what did him in. This is another big defense coming in for Repotted Gaming. I've said it, they needed to try and hold on these defenses, come through, capitalize off of it. If they can pull in another 3-star, this is a massive 2-star lead for them.
It certainly is. Like you said, with that unfortunate loss they had earlier, they find themselves 2 games behind the teams ahead of them in the rankings. So this is massive. One of those teams ahead of them, obviously being Penza, who they lost to, but also MCES. So they have to close that gap. If they do not win this one, that is 3 games that MCES would be ahead in terms of wins. So this is huge for them, and they could not have asked for a better start. We also have the Ice Hound in this attack and the log launcher. I love to see that siege machine.
Yeah, this has been coming through a little bit more, though. We're actually seeing it, I want to say, a lot more with the Super P.E.K.K.A. smashes. We're not seeing it quite so much with our Lalos, but it can offer quite a bit of big value because you can cut yourself through the base even more. And because he's going in for a big long line drive, we can see that nice tanky golem leading the path for the Queen. It is going to give him some huge value in this, though he does delay it, allowing the opportunity for that golem to do some tanking, but it gets flipped by some spring traps. Those golemites no longer doing any work. Is it still going to have cover, at least from the Queen, to open up the path into the center of the base? I do like the fact that we have the heroes on either side of her, just keeping this moving along, but she needs to get into the core.
Just about gets that. Now, I also love the fact that he has the heroes either side. RC took out the scatter shot at the 9 o'clock area. King has also got in there to take out the enemy Queen. And with the Yetis from the log launcher, not only has he took out the multi in the center, he's also been able to take out the Tesla farm there and completely eradicated that area from the lava loon. They totally don't need to track there. Now we see the lava loon being deployed. He's still got a lot of spells here. These skeleton spells for the Royal Champion. There they go in order to help take her down. And this looks pretty good, but he does have to get through the town hall is the dangerous part.
He also needs to get the super minion down. Pup's coming up to try and knock it down. It took some chunks out of the loons, but he still has the big push. And it is distracted now, which is perfect from these skellies. But the loons barely making their way to the town hall, slow moving, holding on to this warden ability as long as possible, drops the rage, waits on his ability. Absolutely great timing. Those freezes really keeping hope alive for this, so there is something left over for the back end to finish the day.
He couldn't have done that any better. Oh no, he's turned the wizard tower invisible. He had a group of balloons going to the wizard tower and he turned it invisible. All he needed to do was use the haste, and I think he had this. I see there's another wizard tower to the right hand side actually that I did not see, but nevertheless that central wizard tower had a big group of loons going to it. And he turned it invisible. I'm not sure whether he thought he had the haste selected, but that cost him massively.
Oh, this is unfortunate. This is not where you want to slip up when you're so close to holding a massive lead against a team like MCES, though a 90% does keep them in a reasonable position. I mean, that 99 holds so much bearing for MCES that we saw Remio pull in, but I believe it was in the 80% mark. We do have the stats coming up, that 89% from MCS. I mean, this is going to keep it relatively close here, which is exactly what we saw from the previous matchup between these two teams.
Absolutely. So MCES pretty much hot on the heels of Repotted here. Repotted can't slip up, otherwise MCES can easily take the lead. And I do want to say that attack was fantastic until the final part. He just fell short. It looked so good. And like you said, that could have easily been a 2-star lead for Repotted at this stage. So they are going to have to try and get over that in terms of a kind of mental barrier. They know they just got a little bit unfortunate, one little misplay towards the end. They need to shake that off, keep their heads in the game, because at the end of the day, they still do have the advantage here.
They do, but it's a 1-star advantage, but it's only 2% now. So that's a bit tight. I wouldn't want to go up against MCES and, know that they can easily flip this around. And there's only that small 2% differential keeping them from trying to spin it. And Synthé is one that could easily do that, though he's not bringing in the hogs, which we are always excited to see. But he is bringing in something that he does so well, and that is a drag attack. And he's bringing in the wall wrecker, which we're seeing a lot more of, to go straight for those town halls, not taking the risk of sailing in the blimp.
Yeah, and that's something I feel Synthé also does quite well. He uses the wall wrecker on numerous occasions, obviously successfully with his Hog Rider attack, but this one using his skills to get the town hall nice and comfortably, luring out the clan castle troops as well. A nice benefit of that. And we can just set things up here. I'm trying to see what's exactly is down the bottom. Looks like it is the royal champion, and he's got the king already at the opposite side of the base.
Yeah, so we only have one wall break to come in. He does have the yak, of course, that can help break through those walls, but we need to see some good value coming in from the queen here as well. And we do see her placed at the top side of the base, wall break opening her up to pick off the eagle compartment and the king wrapping his way around. Are we going to see any passage coming in? I would say, I guess not for the scatter shots, because he can line up this path for the dragons, and the king is just taking care of the cleanup along the outskirts.
Beautiful stuff, but unfortunately those 2 Tesla that popped might cause a little bit of an issue for the dragons, because the air defense took out one of them, and that's going to mean it continues to do extra damage onto the dragons. And whenever you have a mass style attack like this, what you really rely on is the DPS on having a lot of troops. So when they start getting picked off, it can cause a major problem. However, he's already started the bats over on the 3 o'clock area. Multi goes down, and there's not a lot of splash damage left. Although they are going down to the queen, he's actually pushing through here pretty good.
He's cleaning up a lot for these dragons to help come and work through, particularly with these builder huts. Met with a little bit of resistance because we have them protecting this airbow, and Drag actually picking off the final splash item, which is going to allow the bats to take care of the rest of the cleanup here. And look at how many drags we have left. We only have 2 left, so having these bats stay alive is huge. Dragons are very slow moving. Oof, and we are down only to 1 with that Seeking Air Might that knocks it out. That's coming through, and this is not running any risk as the queen also comes into play to knock down the storage. Synthé coming in strong, and MCES are fighting back hard here. They are certainly trying to close out this gap.
We expected nothing less from MCES, exactly what you were saying. Despite Repotted Gaming being in the lead, you can never count MCES out. And there we go, 3 stars on the board. Repotted know now that if they do not 3-star, MCES have leapfrogged them. They've already taken the lead back, so we just have to hope that Repotted can keep on the pressure. We know they've got the talent to do so. It's whether they are going to be able to perform and see the strategies and the plans against MCES's bases. Now we have a Blizzard Lalo, but with 6 invisibility spells. Wow.
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to use all of these invisibility spells for this Blizzard. Let's see.
Champion.
Yeah, let's see how he's going to use it for the heroes coming in as well. But we've got the push coming through. He is going deep into the space, but manages to make it into the center compartment. Now, I have seen this happen. Judo, when this pops open, because I can't see past that invisibility, is there a super wall breaker in there that actually opens it up? Because this is the second time I have seen these super wizards land in this compartment and pop. It goes open like that, giving them full access to move around should they need. Absolutely stunning.
Well, he did lose one of them early on, but he managed to use the invisibility spells effectively. And what's really cool about this is then you can just sail 1 or 2 balloons in to pick off other defenses, help to create that funneling for your heroes, which you can see Tim is doing now. And he will be able to charge them right into this area where the enemy queen stands. Now, he's actually war broke to the opposite side of the base and sending sneaky goblins into the town hall. He's got 7 left, so hoping to take that down. And if he can successfully do that, it looks very good for the Lalo.
This is something that I think Timtastic is going to be known for, because he has been coming in with these beautiful multi-phase attacks. And, I said it the last time, they run the risk of time issues, but he is keeping it going perfectly with the Royal Champ still alive, picking off the multi. And look at what is left over for this Lalo. Barely anything. Yes, there's 50% of the base left over to go, but it is all sectioned off in one small compartment. The Warden with his ability reserved to get through into the Royal Champ and Scattershot compartment, which is going to keep the loons safe, obviously, and help sneak those headhunters in to quickly take down the RC, and they even managed to get to the King. Queen still got her ability intact, so she's going to help with this too. And my goodness, can you believe it? The King, he's hanging on by a thread, but he's still alive up top.
I am in awe watching this attack. He's got so many spells left over. 2 freeze, an invisibility, and a haste. I think he should start using them pretty soon, because whilst he's got a line of defenses at the back, he wants to keep this big group of balloons alive, trying to send a couple in on the back end to snipe off the Tesla. I don't think there's a lot that could go wrong here, because he's got the balloons surrounding. How do you even think about doing this? How did he section off the base the way that he did, keeping Repotted in the lead and giving them the confidence to pop a couple of spells on MCES's Clan Castle as well, just to make sure that they have the mental advantage here over MCES?
I mean, like, I can see why he has that name. That was absolutely Timtastic. This is a strategy that I don't think the Fate of Heart can do. The way you have to not only think about the value you're getting from each of those sections, but to keep it moving continuously so you don't run the risk of time failing on it. Oh my goodness. This is the second time today we've gotten to see that beautiful execution from Tim. And I think he's really going to start creating a name for himself if he keeps that up.
Oh, he certainly is. And, we were kind of talking about MCES and how you can't give them that advantage because they'll be right back at you. But what do MCES think after that? I don't think they tested the base against that. Absolutely not. Timtastic showing that Repotted. They are clinging on to it, the star and the tiny little bit of percentage, but still 2 attacks, plenty of chance for MCES to catch up.
Yeah, I'm watching this and I see the Zapquake come in and I notice the Queen's pathing is veering away from the town hall. I like that he's actually using the wall wrecker to come in. I keep forgetting to say wall wrecker because we don't get to see it, but we are starting to see it more in place of the blimps, just because of possible issues of baiting. But this is stunning, keeping the Queen pathing, moving along, though she is met with a little bit of resistance here. That rage gets the healers back on track, keeping the Queen nice and healthy. And this funnel is beautiful. Look at the way the Queen actually weaves herself into that wall, because he set it up nicely, sending in the wall break to continue to push the Queen towards a scatter shot, and the King is going to even further this.
Absolutely, and he still has 2 super wall breakers, one for the King towards the Eagle, then the next wall break should allow the Queen in towards the center. He's got to be a little bit careful on the deployment, make sure it does go towards the gold storage and the builder hut, so that the Queen will go towards the multi. She's getting a little bit low on health, but he's managed to keep her alive, deciding not to rage at the moment. How is he keeping his cool here? I would have gone ahead and raged, but he's used the ability, might have been the automatic ability, actually didn't have a rage, sorry, so that is why. But he has not been able to get the Eagle down the bottom with the King. The Queen also struggling to get in towards the multi.
Oh, and the healers die out due to the Eagle, so the Queen's not going to have any chance of getting in there. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. So he's got to play his cards right, though. The Warden ability timing, if he can get the spread, will help get through the multi, help get through the scatter shot compartment here. Does get that going with the Royal Champ sailing along in the center of the base. The spread is working nicely. Let's see, he's only got one freeze left to go, and he's got to try and hold off this defending RC as well.
Yeah, I think the fact that he spread the Dragon Riders nice and wide was about all he could do to adapt. Trying to save onto that freeze to, I thought, probably try and get the RC and the air defense prior to this, but he saved it all of the way for the Expo. Can he still get this? The Dragon Rider's going down fast. Oh, I've just looked at the clock. Again, I've done this yesterday. We both did it yesterday. And unfortunately, time has meant he hasn't been able to adapt. And this is a huge defense for Repotted. The confidence they have after the last attack. If they 3-star the next one, then they are 2 stars in the lead moving into the final one.
I am impressed at what RPG is bringing today defensively. You know, we said it yesterday. There were a couple of matches where the odds were in some teams' favors and they weren't in the other matches. And I was wondering if, because they're playing 2 matches a day, some of these teams, that they're looking to see who their top contender is, who the team is that they would necessarily have the easier time defending against and bringing in the best bases possible, the team that they feel that they couldn't defend quite as well against and maybe not use those best bases. And I'm not sure that this is the case here, because we're seeing top-lying defensive performance coming in from RPG. And I wonder if them holding MCES into a 14-14 star war gave them the confidence to come in today and say, you know what? If we're going to hold some good defenses today, we're going to hold it for MCES and finally get this victory in. And that's what they seem to be doing so far. So RPG, we've got Andy coming in with this opportunity to continuously power forward with a lead. And we come in with one of the, I don't want to say more reliable strategies, but it is one of the top strategies that we're seeing. And it has the highest success rate so far this week.
I feel Andy has an extra motivation here as well to redeem himself from that last war as well that Repotted had. So he will be putting everything into this. So far going quite well with the Queen getting into this area. Again, I hold my breath every single time the sneaky goblins are on that town hall, because it seems to take a lifetime for them to take it down. But he does get the town hall. He's got the funnel set nicely for the king to dive in towards the eagle. And there is the jump perfectly for the Queen.
Beautiful path here that the king is also helping to set to force the queen in, taking on that eagle artillery. We keep talking about the value that you want to pick up, and that eagle is such a big one because it's one less risk of a continuous long-range fire away that you are getting rid of. It also is really helping to shape up a beautiful path where he can quickly sweep in. We've got the multis. Ooh, this queen navigating into the center of the base is going to force the drag riders in towards that scatter shot where he can keep this ability reserved, but they need to make their way through and get to it.
I'm keeping my eye on the healers. One more red air bomb and the healers are history, but it looks like they are doing pretty good. Queen has already got that value in the center, to be honest with you, and the Dragon Riders swooping ahead of the Queen is actually doing them a favor here as they push down this bottom area. We do still have that top end scatter shot to deal with, so he's got to try and save onto that freeze spell. Probably the Royal Champion ability. Can she get through these defenses to protect it, or is it going to go off? The healers are on the Royal Champion, and that's actually a good thing since the Archer Queen is stuck in the center of the base on that wall.
Yeah, and she has her ability intact as well here. Freeze coming down to hold off the scatter shot, but the defending king is there. These healers just trying to keep her alive long enough. And was it the Warden or the Electro out that helped snipe out? I think it was the Drag Rider that helped snipe out that scatter shot. That Royal Champ gave it her all. She gave it just about what it needs. Now it's down to time. 24 seconds left. The Queen beating through the walls to get here, but we do have the minions, the Drag Riders, and the Warden. You know it, Judo. He's got the 3-star, but this means a big lead for RPG against MCES.
We are not jinxing that one. No way, Jose. Repotted Gaming now finding themselves 2 stars in the lead, and that is huge. They couldn't have asked for a better performance up until this stage. They do just need to finish it off now, but could they put out a message to the other teams here? If they could hold off the next attack to MCES as well, imagine what that does for them. It closes the gap on the leaderboard, but it also means that the teams will be really fearful moving into play Repotted Gaming after this one.
Definitely. And all I'm saying right now is for the final attack for Repotted Gaming, no 1-star, no 1-star, no 1-star. We want to make sure that they go in for the safe 2-star regardless of what happens here. Ariam picking up the 3-star just puts him there at a 12-star mark. So, you know, RPG really just wants to play it safe in the final attack.
Oh, yeah.
Ariam, though, bringing through what I'm going to assume is a blizzard. This blimp making the way to the town hall. We had the 4 invisibility spells, gets it raged up, and there is a giant bomb there, but it looks like it cleared past, and he's able to get safely past.
Worried about these super wizards. I think he lost 2 of them to the Giga Bomb, because I did think the battle blimp popped very close to the town hall, and I'm pretty sure he lost some super wizards to that area, but he has managed to get a decent amount of value. I wonder whether he wanted the single target Inferno there as well, given that the storages can chain to it, but actually given that it's behind the town hall, maybe not. So I guess we'll see what Ariam has in store for us. If anyone is going to finish off this, we know Ariam is the man for the job.
So the Royal Champ coming in to take on the Scattershot compartment, delaying her slightly as the King takes the lead, taking the lure of the Clan Castle, though the Royal Champ met with the super minions trying to pick her off. That poison was placed perfectly, though, to limit the damage they can do, slow them down, and she's even able to pick them off. Can she get this multi? That would be huge. Oh, no, and it looks like it's... I can't see if it's hanging on by a thread. I don't know if that the health is showing there. Squinting my eyes, Judo. I don't think that's it. Yeah.
I think that's the storage, actually, which is knocking us off, but... Yeah, I guess we'll find out at some stage as the lava balloon is moving in from that top area. Nice wide spread of the balloons, making sure that once the 9 o'clock area is down, it should force a big group of them in towards the center. An early warning ability, though, means that he's not going to have that fall through the middle of the base, hoping he can just get a small pack of them there alongside the spells, but they are taking major damage.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Now, we do have the haste forcing the main pack of balloons through the base, but they're going to backtrack. He's got more coming in. That reinforcement. Absolutely smart move here, knowing that he was likely going to have to... He's going to hit some traps. He was going to lose some loons, and that saved him in getting this 3-star. Ariam coming in hot. He knows it likely won't make this difference here, but finishing off strong with a triple and bringing them 12 stars to the board. But that means RPG has a fairly easy road. Again, they just need to go for the safe 2-star.
No jinxing, Lady B. No jinxing. I have to say, though, those extra balloons were fantastic. That really shows the... You know, the calmness he had within that attack to hold on to them. Know that once he had a couple of balloons to the center, the traps had been popped, he could force a large group of them in. So GG to Ariam there, finishing off strong for MCES. But like you said, most likely not enough. Repotted need to finish this one off, and it will be a huge victory for them.
Absolutely. You mentioned this is going to sit them in a good position with other teams looking at them saying, we have to worry. They are going to have to start fearing Repotted Gaming a bit, knowing that they can take down MCES, but it does help them up the rankings. Now, I mean, we're talking about a team that is 4-6 right now. This will put them 5-6, which, you know, it's tough because that's where we're going to see a difficulty in adjusting with those losses, even if they're tied up on the win rate. MCS still has another war. They're going to get to face off, I think, against Tapanai, if I'm not mistaken, later today. MCS is going to need that win because another loss is going to start dragging them down a bit. I mean, right now they're sitting after this match. If RPG gets a win, they'd be 5-4. they can wind up 5-5, which is going to keep teetering them down towards Repotted Gaming and giving a slight shift up. So, it's really been fun watching how these rankings can quickly change and what can really happen depending on the matches that happen in a day.
I think MCES are getting caught in that area with Repotted and Penta. We've kind of got Tribe, MCES, Tribe, Tompanai, and Alternate now starting to form the top three, but Repotted, Penta, and MCES all neck and neck for that fourth spot. It is General X to finish off for Repotted Gaming. He did get the 3-star in that previous matchup versus Penta. I'm looking at that town hall. Oh my goodness! It hasn't gone down.
It's hanging on by a sliver, which means he's going to have to adjust. Okay, he just needs to come in with a safe 2-star.
Save 2-star. Save 2-star.
Everything he can do to possibly get that taken down, he's going to need to force it, but he also needs to make sure that he's picking up this percentage. So let's see how he adjusts. He does have the queen moving forward. It doesn't look like he's going to change his plan too much. Sends in the royal champion.
To say, yeah.
Yeah, because he
RC shield.
Yeah, he wants to keep the value going. Is going to omit her from coming in along with the hogs, and the queen will continue her course, shaping it up because he just needs 50% on this.
Yeah, I think that was a wise move. Just get the town hall down. Forget about it. Luckily, there were no battle builders there, but an easy adaptation is always just path the RC shield to it, and then you've got that star. Everything else can just be towards getting the 2. Now, we know that General X would want the 3-star, but after a start like that where you miss the town hall, forget about it. You just need the 2. This is a huge victory for them, and they're already climbing up towards 35%. He hasn't even deployed any Hog Riders yet, and he's not rushing. He is using this queen to charge into the center just to guarantee it. But look at the time. It is ticking down here, Lady B.
Yeah, only a minute left just about on the clock for these Hogs to do some work, but again, the goal is just to get this 50%, and he is done. Hogs working their way in, queen still going strong, reserving this ability, and he is just nearing that mark where he can breathe a sigh of relief. Warden ability goes off quickly as he makes a push in towards the defending queen that allows those headhunters to quickly take her down. That's beautiful because he didn't have the royal champ to actually help with this, and that gives a little bit more power to these Hogs.
It certainly does. He's got a lot of spells that he can start spamming across the base within the final 30 seconds here to try and push the Hog Riders through. Victory already secured. It's just trying to push through as high as he can at this stage. Hog Rider's actually doing pretty good. He's still got an invisibility spell, but they will fade out towards the end here. I don't think he's too worried about that. He can just use the invisibility wherever. Queen's ability, it is the victory for Repotted Gaming. They have put up a huge performance here, not just getting numerous 3-stars against MCES, but holding them back on a number of attacks. What a fantastic war for them, and it is the 13 to 12 star victory for Repotted Gaming.
I have to point